It's your girl Nettie. Okay. Yes, it's been a while. But yes, we're coming to you with a new video today. I'm doing something very different than what I've done in my other videos. I've kind of been wanting to do this for a long time. So if you guys have noticed, a lot of people are making tier lists for lots of different types of things, and I wanted to make my own tier list. So yeah, if you guys don't know, love to play video games. I'm very excited to be back home because I'm reunited with my computer and I can play. And yeah, I wanted to commemorate my time growing up by ranking my favorite games of all time, but particularly online multiplayer games. So that can be from virtual world, it could be like games on Flash, games where you could earn money and chat with people. It could be a variety of things. So yeah, I wanted to really get into that. And just to give you a good idea, I did create a blog post of my favorite games ever, like almost 2 years now. But I want to now more get in depth with it and talk about all the games I've played. So on my tier maker, I'm only ranking games that I've played. I will not put games that I've never played. So if I did miss something and you've played this game, mention it down below. And then I'm going to go in the order in which I played the games. So yeah, let's get into it. Like, let's stop talking. So the first game I've ever played on here, God, if I'm not mistaken, is Neopets. Neopets. Everyone played this game growing up. I don't even remember how I learned about it. I think it was through either like watching commercial on Cartoon Network or like through a cereal box. I don't remember, but everyone was obsessed with this game. I'll give you some synopsis. This game came out in 1999. It's a virtual pet game. So basically you own pets, you take care of them, you can collect them, you could play games, you can explore the different worlds, you can go and shop and buy things, you can find rare items, you can create your own shop. It's very immersive. And I just loved it. It was just fun trying to get every single type of Neopet in all the different colors, feeding them. Sometimes if you didn't like feed them properly, they would run away. Yeah, it was just all this stuff. I was obsessed. This was my first official game I played. And I love this game. I played it on my father's XP. But rip, my father's XP got a virus on it. And then because of that, I lost the password information. And so I was really pissed because I collected a good amount of Neopets. I had a good amount of items. I didn't have everything, but I had a good amount. And so because of that, I let the game go. I let it go. But it was a fun, great introduction to online, like multiplayer-esque games. Even though with this game, you couldn't really chat with other people, but you could go to people's shops. You can check out what they were selling. You could trade, if I'm not mistaken, with others. You can play in games with other people. Mind you, this was all on browsers, so there was so much limitation to that. But yeah, it was a fun game. God, to give it a rank, I mean, I was very young. Like, this game is still going strong, believe it or not. It's insane. I should make an account just to see how it's going. Yeah, I don't know. God, it was not my favorite. It's not my favorite game out of all these. So I think honestly, I would just give it a C, just because it was a fun game at the moment in the time. But if as a full adult, I wouldn't go back to a game like that. But I know people are still going strong, which is why the website is still going strong to this day. Okay, all right. Next one we're gonna do. God, this one has my heart. Honestly, my favorite, one of my favorites on here actually, and it's RuneScape. God, I feel like everyone played RuneScape worldwide. If you guys don't know, RuneScape was a MMORPG game, free MMORPG game. It was like a fantasy game, so you can go there, go into the world, and do whatever you want. You can cook, you can go hunting, you can kill other players, you can trade, possibilities were endless. And honestly, the ultimate goal of this game was to, find your niche and then find the best combination of skills you can take on and how you can combine them together. There's so much you can do. You can spend thousands of hours in this game. It's funny, if you guys don't know, with RuneScape, so in the early days, there's a lot of different versions now of RuneScape now, but in RuneScape 1, I think it took me 3 years to pass Tutorial Island, if any you know that. It's funny because I didn't understand. I think there was a fighting part at the end. I just didn't understand how to do it. I don't remember the full Tutorial Island, but it's funny. I went to someone's house randomly for like a party after church one year, and then that person at the party, I told him, and he was like, "What?" So he helped me pass the Tutorial Island. I feel like this was the time in my life when I was playing these games and I didn't fully understand everything that was going on in the game, and that's okay. I was young. But yeah, it was just funny. But yeah, once I passed there, I played this game for hours upon end. I think I played this game, from like elementary school, like late elementary school to like 5th, 6th grade to like high school. High school, I was in it heavy. Like, I had friends in class, I realized, that played all the time. So we will play together during our, we will have homeroom where we can do whatever we want. We will play. It was such a fun game. I think my favorite thing to do on that game was to play quests, because they were so varied. There were a lot of things you had to do. You had to go these places, check off the boxes, and online back then, forums were really big. I mean, forums are still big now, but just in a different form. You saw I did that. But yeah, you can go on these different kind of like Wikipedia, these walkthrough websites, and they tell you how to complete the quests and stuff. So I would follow those and do the quests and finish them. Those were such fun times. I enjoyed the quests, and I just enjoyed I'm trying to think. I enjoyed what else did I enjoy? I enjoyed cooking, fishing, mining, creating items out of the things I picked up, and then making money. It was such a fun time. And then every now and then I'll meet someone really nice and I'll hang out with them. They'll help me out. I help them. It was amazing. I think this is one of the few games on here that I spent probably the most time on. And it was a fun game. I wasn't hardcore RuneScaper. I would play in waves. I would play hardcore for 2-3 months, then stop for 2 years, and then go back. It was just this constant back and forth. And then what was the best part about it? It was free to play, so you can play for free. But then after you hit a certain level and milestones, you can only but do so much. You don't have access to all the skills. And with that, actually in high school, that's when I started. I took my parents' don't ever do this. I took my parents' credit card and I paid for membership. I think I paid 4 months. I think at one point I paid with my actual own money during the summer when I worked in the summer. But other than that, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it. And yeah, it was fun. It was a very fun time. Membership just gave me access to this entire realm. But honestly, I think part of the reason I also stopped playing this game, RuneScape had a huge botting problem, and they had this issue for a long time. But I'll put a link in the description, and it gives a better explanation on what it is, but essentially people would just go use a software so that they can just have things automated for them without them actually sitting in front of the computer. Because I found out recently, like I think in the past 3-4 years, people were making money off RuneScape. They would level up these high level accounts and sell them to other people, or people will pay other people to level up their account. Like, it's a big business. It's insane. But yeah, I was shook. But yeah, and then also at one point there was no trading, so you couldn't trade amongst characters, meaning the market value and economy in the game went depleted and people stopped playing. People protested. It was this big thing and it was a mess. But yeah, the video will explain more about all of that. But yeah, this was a fun game. Like, I generally enjoyed it. I didn't care that much for RuneScape 3. I mean, the graphics, if y'all know, for RuneScape went through different versions. They're currently on RuneScape 3. The graphics were cool, but yeah, honestly, I think after like end of high school, I kind of just stopped playing it entirely. I think I played it a little bit in college. I don't recall. I don't really think I paid much attention to it, so but it was fun. It was fun for the moment in time. I feel like everyone played this game, didn't matter who you were, because it was so hyped and people loved it so much. So it was a good game. It brought us together. It was back in those old days. Good times. And it's still going strong in 2022, crazy enough. Okay, now to rank it. This one's also hard to rank. God, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. God, will I give it a B or an A? I feel like it was good, but it wasn't amazing. Like, I feel like they have flaws. I'm gonna leave it at B, and then we'll see how I feel as this video goes along. Okay, awesome. Next one I'm gonna look at is Club Penguin. I love this game. Another game that I just loved. I feel like I played this game from the beginning. Like, as soon as it came out, I was on this game. It's just a fun, cute game. You're a penguin. You can, as a catchphrase for us, waddle around. You can buy clothes. Have your own igloo, buy furniture for that. You can play all these mini games. I love playing the mini games. My favorites, and I still remember them, it's crazy. My favorites were that bean catching game, the pizza making game, and like there's a cart run game. And I saw like how the game started with just simple few spaces you can go to, and it expanded. And so it was such a fun time. I really liked the music too. And then like you would have these things called pins. So like you have your character profile and it shows what you're currently wearing. You can see like how long the person has been a penguin in the world. And so you can get these pins, and they're only available every 2 weeks, and they show up on the profile. And so I swear at one point I wasn't even really playing the game at that point anymore. I'll just log in once every 2 weeks to find the new pin. So the catch was you have to go find it, and it was hidden somewhere. So but I was going through forums like, oh, where's the pin for this week, this set of 2 weeks? Find it. And I was doing that for months, just collecting the pins, because then after a while you can just show it on your profile. You can change out the different pins you have, and it shows like, oh, this person, if you see them with this certain pin, you know they've been in Club Penguin for a long time, you know. So yeah, it was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. I think it wasn't something I spent a long time on. Like I think at most I spent 2 hours max on it. Like, it wasn't something I was like, I'm in here all the time, you know. But it was fun. I really enjoyed playing it. It was a cute little game. I never spent actual money on it just because I feel like it wasn't like worth it. So yeah, it's fine. And apparently like, and then Disney bought it at some point, and then that's when it kind of elevated even more. But even by then I stopped playing it. So And then it shut down. I believe it was in 2019. But apparently, like, some people love this game so much, they have like like a new server up. It's not official, but yeah, you can play it. And then in that version, you can actually wear clothes. Because if you guys don't know, in Club Penguin, you could only, if you wore clothes, that's how you knew the person had like membership. As a free member, you could not have clothes because you had to be a member. So yeah, in this, I saw it. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think I randomly created an account and logged in to that randomly. But like, yeah, you can have clothes, like everything's free. You don't pay anything, and you can still play all the games that you used to play. You can hang out all the places you can. It's kind of crazy. I can't believe there's a community of people that still want to play Club Penguin in 2022. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. Y'all can check that out. I'm gonna put the link in the description. But yeah, this was a cute game. So I'm gonna put it in C with Neopets because it wasn't like my ideal, like, oh my god, I need to play Club Penguin. But it was cute. It was cute. Yeah. Okay, next. God, which one am I gonna do next? Oh yeah, let's get into it. I actually don't have, like, I have the logo, but it's too long. We're gonna do Doll Palace. Girl, Doll Palace. It's not really, yeah, it kind of was a multiplayer game because, like, if you guys don't know, these are iconic dolls. First of all, you can made with Flash. You can go on their website. You can dress them up however you want. You can post your creations. They'll put new clothes on there every week. It was insane. Like, this was iconic. It was funny because back then, I believe I was still using floppy disks before we went to USB drives. And so I would save all my favorite creations. I would just go down scrolling on the website and save all my favorite creations and put them all on the floppy disk. And then I realized, I mean, floppy disk, I think at the time you can only save like 1.5 gigs, like not a lot, but I filled up the entire floppy disk. Each of those images were like 200, 300 kilobytes. Like, it was crazy. I had thousands of these pictures, and then I realized, I was like, wait, I don't have that many floppy disks. I need to put my actual work on here. So I ended up deleting all of them. I'm so mad because to this day, it's one of the few things that I deleted that I don't have any like recollection of. But it was a fun website. Like, I really enjoyed dressing up those dolls, even though they didn't have they weren't very diverse in terms of skin color, but it was just fun. It was such a fun time. And then you can actually take your doll and then go into this like chat room, like world type place, and like chat with other people. But I only did that like probably once or twice. I don't remember chatting with actual people. I don't remember chatting with actual people. But yeah, it was a fun, cute little game. It was a cute little game, you know. It wasn't like it's something I spent a bunch of time on, but I spent a good amount of time on it. God, I feel like putting it up here with C with Neopets isn't like, it's not the same tier, but it's not D level. I'm gonna just keep it at C, but just I want y'all to know Neopets, Club Penguin, and Doll Palace are not at the same level. Okay. All right. God, what are we gonna do next? Oh my God. We're going to do one of my favorites. Another game that I spent, honestly, probably too much time on this game. Habbo. Or back in the day, it was known as Hubble Hotel. I love this game. It was one of those pixelated, also another Flash game. So you were a Habbo, which was this character. You lived in a hotel, and you can create rooms. You can buy coins with real life money, and then with those coins buy what's called furniture, but in the Habbo world we call it Fernie. And then you can go into rooms that people created. People are so creative and got super creative with these rooms. The possibilities were endless. And yeah, you can hang out. You can hang out in like original rooms. Like there were a lot of rooms like the lobby, the hotel lobby, the pool, the movie theater. There are a lot of rooms, but these are the three that really come up to mind. And just hang out. It was such a fun game. Like, I just loved it. There was so much to do on there, as hard as it may sound. Yeah, I enjoyed it so much. I think the first time I played it, it was so weird. I'm gonna post a link down below because it was just weird. When I went to like the pool rooms, there's all these black guys dressed up with these afros and like these and their tux dancing and like saying like, oh, the pool has AIDS. And I was like, what's going on here? I just logged in. What's going on here? And then I found out like 10 years later that these group of people were from 4chan, the meme website, protesting about, I forgot what they're protesting about, but I'm going to post a link. It was just funny. But this was happening for months. Like, you could not enter the pool. There were people logged into Habbo 24/7, like standing in front of the pool area. It was just weird. And back then, especially when Hubble first started in like 24, 25, they had moderators, and like the moderators would host events. So you could go to events and like win stuff. And that was fun. And then even like people who have their own rooms, they'll have all these different games you play. There were really popular games like Causey Change and Falling Furniture. Like Causey Change is like when they choose a theme of the round, and you gotta dress up the best way as possible. And after each round, the owner of the room goes through and see who did the worst, and then vote them off. And normally the winner can win like a piece of furniture, coins, and then same with like kind of like Falling Furniture. So back in the early days with Habbo, your inventory was a hand. So when you click your inventory, a hand would come out. And then you can put furniture down. It will like fall down from the screen. So that's kind of where that name comes from. But like it's pretty much like musical chairs, except the furniture is coming down. So when the furniture comes down, you have to click and sit there as fast as you can. Oh, I love playing that game. I played that game probably the most out of all the games they had on that website. And to the point where I started saving my lunch money when my father would give me money. And I bought like the Habbo cards from like CVS, like a drugstore, and then redeem it for actual coins on the website so I can host my own stuff, because you needed real money to get furniture. And then they also have like these ways to show status symbol called Hubble Club, and then later on VIP, where you can have access to more clothes and then hairstyles and even colors. So if you knew someone had on a specific color, you're like, oh, that person has VIP. Oh, that person has HC, like very deep. Yeah, this game was really popular amongst teenagers like myself. I think I started playing this game in 2005. Yeah, like probably months after the game came out, I was playing it because I saw an ad randomly on one of those like websites where I would play Flash games, and I was like, oh my god, what game is this? Let me go play it. Oh my god, I love this game. Forget those Flash games. But yeah, no, this game had a lot of problems because as it got bigger, a lot of stuff kept happening. Like, so the first one was scamming. Okay, a lot of people got scammed, including myself, because if you wanted furniture, you had to get real life money. At the time, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that till like high school, and I think I started playing the game in elementary school, like, but in elementary school. So literally, the way people would scam you, literally they'll say like, oh, go to this website, put in your username and password, and then the person will log in and put the furniture or the coins in your account. Too good to be true. I mean, nowadays people would not fall for that. But when I was young, I was like, that sounds like a scam, but let me see. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. So I gave in, and that I gave my username password, my dumbass. And yeah, I lost all my furniture. Like, I couldn't log in. So if someone else logs into your account on a different computer, it'll say like, oh, someone's logged in into your account. You have to wait. I'm like, oh my God, this is wild. So yeah, a lot of people got scammed that way. And then there was a big gambling industry on Hubble that I didn't know about till like 2 years ago. I'm gonna put a link in the description for people who played Hubble. Y'all should watch this, or even people who didn't, who are interested in learning about it. But yeah, pretty much they have these things, like these different type of dice, and people would use them to play like the regular, like room games. But then people will also use them in like casinos to gamble and get money. And then with that money, people were selling their, just like Runescape, selling their accounts to other people, and getting money, actually making money in real life. I mean, like, this is insane. I cannot even believe like 13-year-olds are doing stuff like this. It's kind of wild. I can't believe it. I really can't. I can't believe it. But yeah, people are doing that. And then when they realized it, they had to put a stop to that. They completely stopped that. So you can't like, so nowadays, Habble's still going strong somehow, but yeah, nowadays you can't even make rooms with like casinos. If your room even looks kind of like a casino, automatic ban, permanent ban. And then another big problem they had was like trading scams. Like back in the day, there was like a glitch, because you can trade items between user to user. So there was this glitch where like if you put the thing in your hand and then take it out right before you complete the trade, you can get the person's items but they don't get yours. Something crazy like that. So stuff like that was going on, but they fixed that. But then the biggest thing I think was the sex trafficking, or like soliciting of little young girls. So like I think like in 2011, 2012, I think that's when Kik was popular, that messaging app. So people would like ask for their Kik or MSN or whatever, crazy stuff, and then get off of Habbo and chat with them and be, verbally assaulted, but from the web space. It was weird. And so, yeah, and then to the point, I think people were giving out like their home addresses, and the person would drive to their home and they will get like sexually assaulted or something crazy like that. I have to find the articles again. I'm going to post them in the description, but it was wild. So because of that, they had to do like this whole mute thing. They muted the entire chat of the entire Habbo world for like a month. I will never forget that. I logged in. I was like, yo, what is going on? But yeah, honestly, with these online virtual and multiplayer games, I was like in and out. I was not watching through what was going on because I got bored easily. After playing like 2, 3, 4 months, I get bored and I'll play something else. Or I got busy in real life, so I just stopped playing for a while. Or in the case where I got hacked, scammed in that case, actually, I stopped playing because I was like, I'm done. Like, why did I let that happen to me? Like, I was so upset with myself. So yeah, but honestly, this game is really I've had so much fun playing. I met a lot of good people. People came and went, but like it was just fun every time I got on and played. It definitely lost its spark after that 2012, 2013 era because they really restricted a lot, and for that I feel like it changed the whole environment of the space, and it hasn't really been the same since then, due to their controversies. And then they just didn't handle things properly. But honestly, it was still a fun game. Like, I enjoyed this game a lot. Like, I think that and RuneScape I've played probably the most out of all of the ones you have listed here. So I think I'm gonna give this one I don't want to give it an A because there was just so much bad within the good. God, I don't know if I want to give it an A yet. So we'll think about it. maybe I'll change my mind. I'm gonna put it a B. Okay. Now, I think the next one I want to do actually is Millsberry. I should have did this one earlier. But Millsberry, this is the one I learned about on the back of the cereal. Okay, I think I ate Honey Nut Cheerios growing up a lot, and you always see it on the back of the cereal boxes. And so I really liked it because it's just fun, cute little game, kind of like what Club Penguin Neopets. Like, it was a cute little flash game. So it started in 2004. You had your own character. You can build your house, add rooms, put furniture in the rooms. You can go grocery shopping. You can hang out in the neighborhood. You can visit your neighbors. You can also visit your friends, only if you knew their username. And then you could play games at the arcade to get money. It was a fun, cute little game. I really enjoyed it. I was sad because I think I forgot about it and I stopped playing. I got quite a far distance with it, and you can change your clothes. You could do a lot in the game. Like, it was a cute little game. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was very cute. I'm gonna definitely give this a C because it's not up there, but it's up. You know, it's not up there with RuneScape and Habbo, but it's up there. You know. These next few games, I'm actually just gonna clump them together just because I feel like they were very, like, more or less the same. I didn't care for these games, but I feel like I should still mention them here on this list. So we have Zwinky, Wii World, Woo's World, and Movie Star Planet. So all of these games were like 2D based. You created your character, and then you go into this 2D world and you can chat with other people, you can dance. Yeah, they were all more or less the same. This was like, I think this was around the time like a lot of these kind of games are coming out, and I was like, oh, this is not as good as like Club Penguin, or yeah, like I don't care for this. Like, I think I played probably one or two of these games 2-3 times, maybe a week tops, honestly, and they were not doing it for me. I think I didn't really like Wii World because they were just ugly. So I'm gonna just give it an F. They were just oogly. Woo's World was okay. It was okay. You know, it was, I'm gonna give it a D. And then Movie Star Planet, I think I played this one the most out of all of them. I'm gonna also give it a D. And Zwinky, they were also very ugly. I think, I can't remember which one of them. Was it Wii World or Zwinky? They had really huge heads, big, but like, why? Why did you think this was cute? It is not cute. Even Dog Palace, they look way better than any of these combined. So, no ma'am. No ma'am. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is Gaia really quick. Gaia Online. I think for the longest time I was pronouncing it Gia. I don't know why. There's no E in this. There's no E in there. Honestly, I think I played Gaia longer than the 4 in the D and F category, but honestly, I just didn't like it. I didn't care for it. Like, it had like, they were cute. You know, you could have like this anime looking character. And their way to making like money in the game was to, of course, play the games-esque type things, chat in the forums. You could get a lot of coins doing that. Doing the contests that they had, and their economy in the game, I feel like was so inflated. Like, it was so unfair. You had to make a lot of money at one point while I was playing it to even buy a nice item, you know. It took a lot of time. I don't know, I didn't understand how to make money on there. I just didn't care for it. You can own a house, you can build it up. That was fun. I enjoyed that part, but it was very difficult to make money. I think a lot of ways people make money because I feel like it's one of those more on the art side of things. You can create like graphics for people, and then they would exchange coins that way. But honestly, I don't know how, but my account got hacked and they took all my coins. I was upset. And after that, I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't really care for this game. I don't really care that this happened. I'm not playing this ever again. I did not play it ever again since then. But yeah, I'm gonna just give it a D because it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't my cup of tea. Like I think some people would roast me for that because I've met some people, they were hardcore into Gaia, and I didn't care for it. I didn't care for it. Yeah, you can chat with people and everything, but yeah, it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. Okay. God. Next. Okay. We're gonna put these two games I've played pretty much kind of side by side. I'm trying to think which one I'm going to do first. I think I'm going to do IMVU first. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get into IMVU. Okay, I think I started IMVU. Honestly, I kind of started it around when I was playing Habbo. And IMVU is fun. Like, it's like, just think of like a chat room game, but with avatars. You can dress them. And yeah, it was fun. Like, it was one of those games you didn't have to have a lot of graphics or whatever to play, but they were constantly updating it. You can have your own like profile. Just think of like pre-social media days, but in avatar form. This is this website. I wouldn't play it today, but you know, it was fun during that time. So I just really enjoyed it because it was 3D. It was different. And like back in the day, I don't know if they still have this, but like you could literally, because it's a chat room based type game, you can literally log into the client, you click chat now, and then whoever click chat now, I guess at the same time as you're paired up with whoever. So I met people that way. It's kind of crazy. It's literally a chat room, but like with avatars. Yeah, I met kind of weird people that way. Like, you know, lots of weird people, but I made friends. Like, it was fun. And then, like, I'm trying to think, like, you could really dress them up. And I feel like this is the game that really opened my creativity. Because with this game, I realized a lot of people, like, especially with the profiles, this was also big during, like, the MySpace era. This was around the MySpace era. So, like, you could create your profile, but you can customize it. So a lot of people really got into Photoshop and would create all these cool layouts. You could do, make it glow. You could put stickers on this profile. You can, you could do whatever. Like, and so I wanted to get into that too, because I would go on these people's pages and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Let me get into this too. And that's where I started learning how to use Photoshop. But actually back then I wasn't using Adobe. I was using a thing called Coral XI. Have y'all heard of that? It's pretty much like Adobe, just a cheaper version. But yeah, through there I made a lot of my avatars from what you can see here. So yeah, it was a fun game. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was one of those first games where I had a virtual boyfriend. Even looking back, I just cringed. I was very attached. But yeah, he was tired of me. He was tired of my bullshit. So he eventually blocked me. And actually around this time, so it was weird, but like, and I think it's still a thing now, but when you first create your account name will be like guest underscore and then your actual username. And then you can remove that guest part by like paying to remove it to become official. And then the currency was credit. So like back then I eventually started spending money on it because I really enjoyed playing it. But like before, when I first played, I was like, I'm not spending money on this. So I've learned a way to earn credits. There's like different ways to earn credits. So I would use those ways to earn credits. You can like refer a friend. So I would create new accounts and I would build up so much credits. But I guess they figured out people were doing that. So they patched that thing right up. So yeah, I think then you can also you can create your own products. And this is where really the creative side comes in beyond the profile pages. But like, yeah, you can, like, IMVU has their own set products. But honestly, that stuff's ugly. You want to get the created products by people. So, people are doing that. Essentially just making clothes, furniture, rooms, whatever. I mean, and we're getting credits out of that. But then I learned, just like with a lot of these other websites, people are making real life money off of it. There was like these third party websites that IMVU affiliated themselves with, where you can sell your credits to. And so because creators, when someone buys your product, they get part of the credits, and then the rest of the credits go to IMVU. But I think most of it goes to the creator, if I'm not mistaken. And so they will get so much of those credits that they're like, okay, I have too much credits, I'm not using them. So they will sell them to the third party website, and then they will make real life money. So people at one point, some people were making, it was their side hustle or full-time job. It was insane. I couldn't even believe it when I heard of that. And I didn't learn of this till well after I stopped playing the IMVU, but yeah, it's insane. Like a lot of these virtual spaces, people are making money from it. Don't think of it as people just playing games. And yeah, I wasn't making the same money for it, but I started making my own products too. Like I think I made stickers that you can put on your what's it called, on your page, and I made some credits that way. I was like shook. But it took a while, but I made credits from it. And then I tried to make clothes, but clothes are so hard to make in IMVU. Like, you need to spend a lot of time in, like, those 3D manipulation software, like Adobe, Photoshop, Blender, 3D Max, whatever people use nowadays. I'm not even sure myself. But yeah, it was a fun but crazy time. But yeah, I really enjoyed the game. It was fun. It was very fun for the time it was. I think, I'm trying to think. I think I got in a lot of trouble because I was mostly playing this game in middle school, actually. When I got to high school, I completely stopped playing it. But I got in trouble because I told you I was using my father's credit card to buy the credits. I think I bought some with my actual money, but most of it was from my father. And he caught on to it. And so, yeah. And then I was also buying those, like, cards you can buy in the store to get credits. Because most of the time I'll find cash lying around and be like, okay, I'm going to buy the credits like this. Because after that, they patched those ways to get the credits. I was like, well, damn, I got to find another way if I want to buy more clothes. But yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I'll never forget that. My father had a sit down with me and my sisters, and we were talking for like, I'm not even joking, like probably 4 hours on what we were doing wrong in the house. I will never forget that. It was in the summer. But yeah, that kind of like, I was in the stealing phase in middle school, and that kind of like sealed it. When that happened, I was like, okay, I need to stop doing this before I actually get caught. Like, I'm getting caught at home. What if I keep doing this outside and get caught outside? Okay, I'm getting off topic. Like, but yeah, the sun. Yes, honey. Yes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this game. It definitely did have its flaws. They updated the clients, they made some major changes that hurted creators mostly. They took away that third-party program to sell the credits and buy the credits from, making it more expensive to buy credits, so some people stopped creating. But honestly, by then, I wasn't even playing the game anymore. But yeah, it was a fun game at the time. So I'm going to give it an A, because this was top tier. Okay, it wasn't perfect, but it was top tier. Yeah, okay. Okay, y'all. My favorite, probably one of my favorites I have on this list is vSide. Okay, vSide, honestly, hands down my favorite. It put my favorite things together, which is what? Music and dancing. Like, so fun. So vSide was set in like current day LA. And pretty much what it was, it's a virtual world. And so different parts of the world, they play different types of music. And so people will go there and listen to the music. So it was pretty much like, just think of the radio, but on a virtual world. And then you could dance. There were so many different like dancing actions you could do. And then you can meet people, you can hang out, you could go to the club. They would have random events where like an actual DJ would perform. Yeah, it was such, I enjoyed it. And like this time, this era, 27 to 20, why am I saying 27? 2007 to 2009 are honestly my favorite eras of like of music so far in my lifetime, you know? So, and this was that time I was playing it, so it was just fun. It was so fun. Like, you would go to like the lounge, it was called, and there would be a bunch of people dancing to the music. I enjoyed it because like sometimes I would just like close the window and like had it playing in the background, just hearing the music, and I'll learn new music that way. Like, I picked up so many new artists just from playing this game, or new songs. And depending which area you went to in the game, there were different genres of music. So like, I think I can't remember the names of the, of the different neighborhoods, but there was one called New something, I don't remember. It had the lounge. That's where all like the pop and hip hop songs were played. And then there was another part, I forgot what it's called, but like they played more of the like electronic, and later they played more of the electronic and like international songs, if I'm not mistaken. There was a section for like rock. Like, there were so many genres. That alone really encapsulated me. And another thing, because it was a virtual reality, it was amazing. Amazing. But yeah, I enjoyed this game so much. And then they had, I'm trying to think, they had like Easter Bunny items, which is pretty much like items hidden on the map, and you had to get creative. You know, you the whole point of the game was to also explore and find stuff. So you can explore and find these Easter Bunny places, but some of the places were really hard to reach. So there were a lot of like tutorials of how to get to those. Thankfully, on their forums, so I was able to find that, and through that I was getting V points, and with the V points you can buy clothes. You can also create clothes on this site, but compared to IMVU, I think your clothes had to be reviewed extensively before they posted it. So it was rare if your clothes were accepted. You know, I tried to create for them, but it didn't work out. But yeah, I love this game. I would say I didn't play it as much as I wanted to. They updated this game so much. Like, every week it was being updated. And back then, my father was super, like, obsessed with, like, not giving me the administrative rights to the computer. And without that, you can't install or update stuff. So for long periods of time, I couldn't play it. Because if you didn't have the latest version, you just couldn't play the game. You couldn't log in. So it really sucked. But then I found a way around it, and then I was able to play. And then another cool thing about this game was that, because this was like, I feel like around this time was the beginning of like virtual worlds, virtual spaces. They included, they had a lot of collaborations with real life people. Like, they had the Pussycat Dolls come in. I think they performed. I don't remember. Tyra, she had hosted her, like, she used to have a like a TV show like the Tyra Banks show, like a hosting TV show like Oprah. So she would have her show on the in the virtual world. Like they built a studio just for her. It was so funny. Like I was lucky to tune into one of those shows, but I was not always up to date with what was going on because I would never check. So I logged in randomly and realized she was doing that. So I was like, oh my god, let me check it out. And you can hear her voice. It was so fun. I enjoyed that. And then they also had like real life collaborations with like brands. God, what are the brands' names? Was it Rockaware? I'm gonna put it on the screen because I don't remember the names. But yes, it was just a great game. And then you could have your own apartment, but they were expensive. And then you had to have real life money to get certain things, especially the apartment stuff. You really need either you need a lot of V points, which takes forever to get, or you needed to use real life money to get V-Bucks, which then you could use that to build your apartment. And then even building the apartment was very like, you can put it in any sort of way. It made it kind of like even more exclusive because like you can have the apartment set up where you can put a password, so only certain people know the password. People would throw events, like really popular people, quote unquote, very popular people who are known in the game, would have events, and then there was a cap of how many people could be in the room. Yeah, stuff like that. It was a fun game. Like I feel like with a lot of these games that I played, I was in and out, so I didn't get to fully experience it to the point as I wanted to. So, but honestly, for the amount I played, the very little I played, I really enjoyed it. And I even made videos out of my time there. Unfortunately, because of the market crash in 2008, they suffered greatly and ended up having to sell the company to this other company called Exit Reality, which I think they're known for making virtual worlds, but they didn't update the game at all. And so eventually the game just became unplayable, which is unfortunate. But I heard there's some like OG vSide crew people that want to reunite the game. There's like a Discord for it. But yeah, I loved this game. I really saw there was more potential for it. But yeah, I enjoyed it for the time it was alive. I think you guys know I'm going to give this one an S because I love this game. I'm gonna add like the links below to like I think I made 3 or 4 videos with this one game alone. I'm gonna add the link to at least one of them, so check those out. Okay. And then I'm gonna group these ones kind of together because they're more or less similar. I'm gonna start with Twinity. Okay, I think I only played this once or twice. Problem with this game and they're also Second Life, these came out also, they're also virtual worlds, so I feel like this IMVU could have been these, but it wasn't, unfortunately. I really enjoy virtual world spaces because I like to go out and explore in a second world, and so it's kind of cool, and then you can chat with people. This was very new during that early thousands era, and so I was just very excited about it. It's unfortunate, though, I didn't really get to play them very well to the extent I wanted to because my father, we had this computer and it just wasn't made to run these games. Like, I downloaded them, installed them. I could not, like, they need a lot of power. You need a graphics card. My father did not have a graphics card in his computers. Crazy or not, he had like 5, 6, 7 of them, but he didn't use them to do high performance type things. He used them to like do his taxes, trade, things that don't require a graphics card. And he didn't want to put a graphics card in the computer, so yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get to play these two particularly to their full extent, Twinity and Dare. I think I played Dare more. I really enjoyed this game. It was fun. It was very fun. I'm put at C because I enjoyed it. I played it a little more than 20D. I'm gonna just put 20D at D just because I don't remember much of it. And then unfortunately, like, both of them closed around the time I started playing them. I was really sad. I think I logged on particularly to there on the very last day before it closed. But yeah, it was fun the little time I played it. And then I want to move on to Second Life. Second Life honestly is kind of what 2010 there was, but just way more. Just think of like literally from the name alone, just think of like what you can be, but on a virtual space. Literally, think of anything you want to do, you can do it in Second Life. It is insane. I'm kind of sad because I really wish I played it during its prime because I've heard it was way better. It was more people on the game. It was more immersive back in the early thousands. I didn't start playing Second Life till my college years. I tried to play it when I was playing IMVU, but when you first heard of Second Life back then, people were like, "Oh, it's a sex game. Like people have sex on it, a virtual sex, and that's weird." And yes, people were doing that, but that's not what it really is. You can literally do anything on it. Like people would have college classes on it. They would, you can fly an airplane. You could have a baby. You could drive cars. You can go shooting. Like, you could just think of anything. You want to be a fox. You can do that on Second Life. You want to be dress up. You're an old man, but you can be a little, like, 11-year-old girl. You can do that, as weird as that may sound. You can literally do anything you want to be. And I think, like, Second Life is mainly made for role-playing. I'm not so much into role-playing. I just go on it to just, like, look at different worlds, or what they call it, different sims, and check them out, randomly chat with people here and there. It's funny because, like, my account is 9 years old, but I tell you, collectively, I've probably played less than a year within that 9-year span. I think I opened my account in college because I got a laptop that finally had a graphics card on it so I could play the game. It didn't run amazing on the laptop, but it ran way better than any of my father's computers from the past. So yeah, I would just hang out on it. It was cute. I would just play it when I'm bored in college. Like, it's late at night. I'm not going anywhere and seeing friends, so I'm just gonna play it just random like that. And you can also, like, compared to these other games, you can actually, like, voice chat. I'm not really into that. I'm still not now. I mostly just text chat, but yeah, a lot of people do that. And yeah, people have gone far. Like, you could make money in this game. Like, just like with IMVU, you can create products. You can, but I feel like Second Life takes it further. You can buy land and rent it to others. That's a great money maker. You can own little businesses and sell stuff. Like, the possibilities are endless. I'm really sad that I got into the game, like, way too late, because I feel like even today, I still play it on and off today randomly. It's not as immersive. I feel like you really got to find a community in today if you want to really get into it. And just like here in real life or in Second Life, people come and go. So you kind of have to continuously meet people. But yeah, I'm not so into it where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, it is fun. It is a fun game. But yeah, I think it definitely can be somewhere. I just feel like I wish they would update the game so that it can run better, because in 2022 I feel like you still need to have a good computer to run it, like with at least a graphics card, because if not, this game is going to be slow as hell and it's going to crash. So, and you need good RAM, because God, this game will not run properly if you do not have this stuff. I don't think they've updated it enough to reflect that. So Yeah, but it's a good game. Like, I'm gonna God, this is hard. I think I'm gonna put it here with B, just because I feel like I haven't played it well enough to put it up there higher. Honestly, if anything, I think I'm gonna put Hubble up to move it up to A, just because I feel like it's not really on that level with Runescape and Second Life, but it's up there. It's a cool game. It's very immersive, very realistic in terms of how your life could be, but in a different life. So yeah, can't wait. Okay, we're almost done. um Okay, the second to last one we have is Need for Speed World. This is such a random game. This game is probably very different from majority of these games here. But I love this game. I'm not like huge in terms of racing or like cars, but I just enjoyed playing racing games in general. Growing up, I didn't play a lot of racing games growing up. I played mostly like Mario Kart, Need for Speed here and there on like PlayStation 2 and Xbox and whatnot when I visit people's houses. But yeah, I honestly, it was the first, I feel like, racing game I fully put myself into it. And it's online. You race with people online. It was a free to play game. I think it's the first Need for Speed game I've played extensively. It was a fun game. And the cars, the graphics was really good. You didn't need a lot on your computer to play it, for it to run. It was just a cool little game. I would play it like 1-2 hours at a time max, playing all these racing games. You couldn't get out the car. I wish you could, because the world looks so realistic. But yeah, honestly, let's be honest though, I still don't know how to drift. Like, isn't that sad for a quote unquote racing game enthusiast? Not really, but I don't know how to do that. To this day I cannot figure it out. Like, I haven't fully grasped it. But yeah, it was a fun game. But honestly, after some point, I don't know, some people learn how to hack the game. I mean, EA...
You suck!
It's owned by EA. EA doesn't give a shit about their games and stuff. So, people know how to hack the game. So, when you would go into races with people, literally a second later, someone would go in first place, and then you have 30 seconds till the race ends. And I'm like, what the hell? I couldn't race properly against other people because so many people were hacking. So yeah, I ended up just deleting the game. But it was a fun game for what it was. I'm going to give it a C because that's where it belongs. Okay, girl. All right, the last game, honestly, don't think I should have put this on the list just because I feel like this online game goes into a whole different generation of online gaming. But I put it here anyway. And it's Grand Theft Auto, but particularly Grand Theft Auto Online. It replicates GTA 5. This game came out in 2013. It's crazy. It's 2022 and people are still playing it. It's insane. But actually, I want to be honest with y'all. I did not play this game till for the first time till like, I think, was it end of 2016 into 2017? Something like that. I don't fully remember. I think it was in... Yeah, either end of 2016 to 2017. And it's just because, like I told you, I did not have a proper like gaming computer growing up. But luckily in 2016, I built my first ever computer, spent over $1,000, and I built this computer with my own money. And I still have the computer to this day, actually. Yeah, and that was the first game I installed. That's the first game I played. And I cannot be happier. Like, I really like this game. I have a big history with GTA games. Because I think San Andreas was my first game I ever played. And I played mainly on PC growing up. I talk about this a lot in my article if you want to read more about it. But yeah, I played PC mostly growing up. So I played San Andreas first. I played a little bit of Vice City. I never finished it. I think it was very hard for me to play that after I played San Andreas. I just like San Andreas way more. I didn't bother playing 3. I heard it wasn't good. I skipped 3 and went straight to 4. I love 4. There's mixed I feel like there's mixed reviews about 4. But 4 was the first GTA that went online, but it's also the first that went more in a 3D realism type game. It was set in New York. Yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed that one. Unfortunately, I did not play the online aspect of that because by the time I started playing 4, they stopped. You couldn't play online for 4 anymore. They turned off the servers. But yeah, and then I played 5. I think 5 could have added so much more, but they put so much more time to online. But I still enjoyed the online. Online has ups and downs. But yeah, there's so much to do with GTA Online. Like, you can own businesses, you can run them, you can make fucking passive income, you can make money on the go. Like, and they're constantly updating them. It's insane. Like, recently they put this thing called The Contract, where you own a music agency with Franklin, which is one of the main characters from the story, the actual story, and you help him take out help him with you help him with like God, what is it? You help him with famous people and their famous problems, pretty much. So yeah, I enjoyed that because it brought back some of the story mode stuff, but into the online. And it took them so long to do it. And honestly, at this point, I really feel like Rockstar has to be making GTA 6 because I'm like, people are tired. Like, I would stop, I think, but when I was I don't know if y'all know, but I was living abroad. So I stopped playing GTA Online for 3 years, essentially. And so when I came back, I was playing it every single day. It was like, I need to play. I wake up, GTA. Before I go to sleep, GTA. Come back from home from work, GTA. It was bad. It was bad. I've chilled out now, but yeah, it's a fun game. Like, honestly, it's really hard to rank it against these other games because I feel like it's in a whole different generation of online gaming. Because in this generation, I feel like it's more about the microtransactions, updates, what can we do to milk the fuck out of the player base in this game. So, and I feel like GTA Online really exudes that. So I'm gonna rank it at I'm gonna give it a B just because I feel like it's good, but I feel like they exploit this game so much. Yeah, but yeah, I think we're gonna end the video there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed my little rants of some of these games. Now, can you share with me, which games here did you play? Which ones did you hear about? Which ones you did not play? Or share with me games that you remembered just from watching my video, or tell me games that I missed, because there's some games on here I just didn't play, like WoW, World of Warcraft. I never played that, unfortunately. It costed money to play. I was like, I ain't playing that. Yeah, tell me any games I'm missing. Yeah, I want to hear what y'all gotta say. All right, have a great day. See ya.